Hello YouTube, Reseller Mom here. Welcome to today's video. Today is Monday the 17th, 2023. And let's see here. There we go. Turn on some light here. So today is Monday and I wanted to go through, I took a bunch of pictures of before and after in the office, my areas, how I set up, how I'm running things, and going through my cleaning process and some of the things that I do and don't do and have helped me out throughout the years. So a couple of big oversee ideas. One, I really think that whenever you are working from home, working for yourself, or doing any sort of, like you're in charge of whatever's going on, some of the things that have helped me out is one, to have a routine. So when I get into the office, I like to turn on the lights, boot up the computer, unlock the doors, put away my lunch, and light my candle. That is kind of my routine. It does not have to be fancy by any means. And then with my routines and my systems, just having times that I block out in a schedule for it. Cleaning up, tidying up, doing laundry, pulling weeds. It's one of those things that's like never done. It's never done. And if it's done for like 30 seconds. And then the laundry keeps getting dirty somehow. So it's important to block out time, prioritize that block out time, and kind of have a system where it's on a schedule. So I have played around with that. Some of my things are weekly, some are bi-weekly, some I start out monthly and they need to go to weekly, and some I start out weekly and they need to go to monthly. So you got to find that sweet spot on how frequently you need to do things. My typical cleaning routine is Friday, last part of the day, for the last half hour of your shift. So if I want to leave the office at 4:30, I stop doing packing at 4 and clean until 4:30. That didn't happen last week. Last week was an oddball, and that happened. So also go with the punches, because not everything is perfect. As much as we want to have a perfect setup, perfect routine, perfectly lined up to achieve our goals, it's important to also be flexible when needed. When I'm doing my cleaning and whatnot, I also want to prioritize. So in this case, my priorities was my bathrooms were terrible. My sink was full of dirty dishes. My trashes were all completely full. But what was not priority was this office, it's a mess, and vacuuming. Vacuuming, yeah, I do like the floors vacuumed. Yes, my floors do need it, but I ran out of time, so it just didn't get done. And that's fine. It will be more of a priority this Friday when it comes time. The other thing is my office was really, really messy. My I call it my production area. My warehouse area was very, very dirty. I had a lot of boxes. I had a lot of things going on. I did not put up stuff. I had like 2 tape guns that were out of tape. All my trashes were full. I had boxes laying everywhere. I had let my Amazon returns pile up for at least 2 weeks. And so things just needed to, there was a lot to do. So let's get started with some of the pictures. Some I did before and after, some are just some shots, and I'll try and tell you what has really worked for me and what is kind of eh. There we go. This is why I didn't get to tidying on Friday. I got 6 large boxes out, about 300 items that I was working on, and I really wanted to get that done. For me, when I'm in the middle of boxing something up, it doesn't make sense to stop and switch to a different project and then try to go back to boxing it up. It makes more sense workflow wise to finish it out. And that is super important when you are working on things. It is better to concentrate on your one task and get her done than try to be all over the place. They've proven over and over again that multitasking doesn't work as well as it once thought it was. And the time it takes your brain to finish something and like restart it wastes a lot of time. So keep that in mind if you are thinking about planning out your day. You don't want to have a project and have it broken up several parts. You want to kind of get it done. So I blocked out this time. I came in at about 7:15, 7:30, and I needed to be done with everything by 9:15. So having that time slot also with a deadline time, like that is really good for me, because I will make the most out of that time during that time frame. And then I know at 9:15, I am done. I'm going to take my after pictures, film this video, and be done. Last week was a big different for me. My daughter was on spring break. My daughter and husband were out in Las Vegas. I went on a sea fishing, Puget Sound. I don't know if they call it deep sea. It wasn't that deep, but went out for salmon. King salmon, got me a big old king salmon. It was delicious. I'm still eating it. Got some for lunch today. It was about 31 inches, 12 pounds. And then I've also mastered, I think I've mastered my sourdough recipes. Sourdough and fresh fish are just two combination that is so good. So that's kind of what threw me off last week. I was out of the office all day on Thursday, and then just with my family being out of town, we had it was different. Okay, so this is my front area of boxes, and I am trying to show everything because I haven't really shown my office in forever. It feels like it, especially since the Packers have left. But here's where I keep all of my boxes and supplies near the front door. I do this for several reasons. One, right next to the windows, I feel that if people see this stuff, they're not going to be like, "Ooh, let's break in and get poly bags," right? I mean, who would do that? Probably only resellers would see the value in that. And even then, they're not that valuable. So I didn't want to have, computers or inventory that looked desirable up in this area. So it is my box area. I guess I could, well, there's certain rules about the windows around here. Anyhow, this is the after picture. Couple of things going on here. One, I put all the boxes I had stacks of boxes out in the warehouse that I'd used for packing this or packing that. And so I needed to get all of those supplies back into this area. And then one of the things I wanted to let you know is if you just go through and you straighten things out, you line them up, it makes it look much cleaner and tidier. I mean, look at this area here with all my poly bags. Before, you got flaps all over the place, you've got them askewed, and then after you've got them put together. It just visually looks better. And if you are ever trying to impress somebody you're dating, your in-laws, your friends, your boss, inspector, etc., when you have stuff kind of lined up like that, it makes it feel organized and tidy and allows you to see things that are out of place. And yeah, good tip there. Whenever I had inspections at previous jobs, or I knew my boss or the big boss was coming around, we'd just go around and we'd tidy things up, and it gave a much better impression. Here's the office looking back from, like, if I was standing right next to those poly bags on my right, I'm looking out into my warehouse here. We've got the garage door all the way back there. On the left is two sets of tables that are U-shaped and hold all the things getting ready to be packed. It's where I organize all my incoming inventory. And then the whole point of this picture is it's a hot mess. I want to show you kind of what things look like when it's a hot mess. I've got laundry baskets everywhere. I've got containers everywhere, FBA returns. I've got a whole bunch of boxes on the table, my towel for drying dishes, invoices, a pallet, bags from retail arbitrage. This is my camcorder, not my camcorder. I don't have a camcorder anymore. My tripod for filming videos, and it's just a mess. So I start by just collecting like with like. So if I see all my, as I'm going through, I'll grab all my take guns and supplies and get them over in one spot and start getting all the empty boxes over in one area. And then I'll spend a chunk of time and I'll break down a whole bunch of boxes and get them to the trash, and just going as fast as I can throughout here. But keeping in mind, I don't want to touch things multiple times if possible. And I want to make each step count for it. So if I have something on this side of the room that needs to go on that side of the room, I'm going to gather up as many things as I can to go to that side of the room, put them away, then gather things up from that side of the room and go back this way. I hope that makes sense. You want to optimize, and you don't want to be running around like a chicken with your head cut off, trying to do one thing at a time. Group them up. Here's what the office looks like after. I've got, like I said, all my production stuff lined up, ready to go here to be packed. I've got my table area clean and ready to go. Trash cans with empty bags, or sort of empty, almost empty. Table cleaned off here. My desk is cleaned off here. I put all of my empty boxes that I could be reusing right over here so they're easy to grab. And I've got some production stuff lined up right here, ready to be packed. That's what I'll be doing after this video. Here's my desk before. I am super messy. I just throw pens and papers and Post-its and invoices, and this is shipping labels and whatnot onto here, and it's a hot mess. So the after is things are tidied up, put like with like, put all your supplies back, get some empty desk area to use, and I could, I could improve this area a lot more for sure, but it works, and that is good to go for this week. Here is my large box area. This is at the very back, the opposite side of the big garage door. So all of my, there's the door going out, and to the left, I stack up all my UPS packages that are going out. It's important when you have delivery people that they know where their spot is to drop and pick up. I have that for the UPS people. I've got a spot in the front office for the postman because he comes in and he drops. He's got a little spot in the front door area. But that's this guys. These guys are boxes going out. And then this is my empty box area. And this is my dishwasher box. We bought a new dishwasher, maybe back in January, and had this giant box. And I was like, that's perfect to hold dunnage when I have my air bubbles fill up. I'll run the air bubble machine and do a whole bunch of air bubbles, fill this sucker up. And then I've got air bubbles to work with. And I get the cheapest boxes for me are the Walmart mediums and the Walmart larges. And then I've got eBay boxes. So here's my eBay boxes right there. They are 16 by 12 by 8. I use my $25 off coupon from my eBay store to get those guys, and I use them for heavy things like barbecue sauces and shampoos. Then I've got my big dishwasher box here for dunnage, and I also have this trash can for dunnage. This has been around for a long time. It was in my garage in the previous when I worked at home, but it's great. As packages come in and they've got, whatever paper or bubble wrap or whatnot, it goes into the trash can, and I can take this and haul it over next to my FBA packages that I'm packing up and fill them up and get them ready to go. Here is my little station, supply station. It doesn't visually look that much better, right? It still looks like a hot mess from before and after. But all of my supplies are now there. My tape guns, I had 2 that needed to be refilled. So I got them, got the tape guns refilled, got all my knives back in spot, got all of my, this is a set, labels, stickers, etc. Threw away the trash. Trash tends to accumulate there. Got that all taken care of and ready to go for production. Here's the floor area. It was looking worse. I did do a little bit of pickup at some point last week, so it's not super bad, but the trash gets full, and those little tabs that pull off the bags and wrapping papers just seem to fall out of the trash in my office. And then this was some wholesale stuff that I unpacked, and they were larger bags, so I just threw them over there because I didn't want them filling up the trash bags. We've got a whole bunch of FBA returns. They wound up in about 4 different areas in the office, so got them all opened, unpacked, ready to go. Some is seasonal that will get listed merchant fulfilled and then go into storage. Some is just returns from customers that will go back to Amazon. Some is damaged items from customers that will get damaged out. Just kind of depends. I got to go through all that. Here's all the envelopes from them. When I have a lot of them and I'm processing, I'll take all the envelopes, stack them up like that, and then take that out to the trash because that would just fill up my trash. My table, you can see my table in working conditions, trash full, little doodads everywhere, stickers, bags, bubble wrap all over the place. Here's my damage out pile and my invoice pile. My damage out pile, that's fine. I will get to that when I get to that. I have to do it by the end of the month, but I've got other priorities going on right now. I've got some sales tax stuff that has to be done within the next 3 days. So, just it sits there. It's not going anywhere. It just needs to be damaged out. And then from my damaged out, it either goes to the Value Village, it goes to a garage sale, it goes to eBay, whatever. Sometimes we just use it. If it's something usable in my family, we'll just use it. The invoice area, I've got this little tray for free from a friend, but I wanted to touch base on my little area right here. I've got a lucky bamboo, a dragon, and my daughter's craft project from ceramics this year. I like having little areas around the office that remind me of home or the people that I love and incorporating them into decorating. I'm not one that goes out to Target and buys expensive decorating stuff that looks like nothing to me. I don't know. They sell a lot of stuff that just looks like stuff to me at Target. I like to have things that have meaning to me. So I've got a little area that has pictures of my dog and some stuff from old work. In my bathroom, I have a candle and I have a little doodad from a Hawaii trip that we took. In here, I've got this dragon was from my mother. This is from my daughter, and the lucky bamboo was from my friend. Anyhow, I really liked the book Spark Joy. What was it? From Conmarie. Conmarie's book and some other organizing books that just say, you know, stuff needs to be highlighted or incorporated into your life instead of just put into a box into the corner and not to be used. So I try to incorporate that philosophy with my life. It's easier said than done. I do have tons of crud at home that's not being utilized, but like to do that. I have little spots here and there and everywhere that remind me of those that I love and good times, good memories. Like this candle I got for my birthday. It is from Patty Wax. It absolutely smells delicious. It is lavender and mint, I think. Didn't take a before picture of my counter area, but this whole counter area was full and my dishes were full in the sink and I had crud all around the counter. So I took everything that made sense to go in the cupboards behind the door, put them away, got the trashes emptied, did up the dishes, and left out what I wanted on the counter, which is my Alexa, some hand sanitizer, my candle. Like I said, when I come into the office, my routine is unlock the doors, turn on the lights, boot up the computers, light my candles. And that just makes it smells good. More importantly these days, because I burnt a bunch of popcorn in the microwave, and that burnt popcorn smell takes forever to get out. Here's my little kitchenette area. This table is great to when I'm coming in with retail arbitrage items or somebody's coming in with a package to have a little spot that they can drop it on there, or I can eat my lunch or do video filming. I've got coffee and water and snacks back here, which is great because sometimes I do forget my lunch or I am hungrier than usual or something happens and I don't know, I've had the kids show up or whatnot and they need snacks. It could use some organizing, but again, priorities. And then back here, I've got a whiteboard and I'm going to take this whiteboard. I'm going to list out some stuff business-wise and try to utilize it. It did have, hold on now. There we go. It did have production numbers for the staff and they're not here. So I erased that. This is kind of the middle of the room towards the kitchen, but I wanted to highlight my boxes here. These have been really good. I did these maybe last summer. One is for listings in the making. So things that I need to get a listing done for, they go into that box. So then when I'm sitting down doing listings, I pull things out and I can knock them out. The middle one is for eBay items. So anything from maybe damaged out or customer returns that needs to go be listed on eBay, then I can work on that at the end of the month or however frequent I need to do it. I don't have anything in there now. And the last one is damaged out stuff. So this is all stuff that I got to damage out and I will probably work on that either Friday or next week. Like I said, it needs to be done before the end of the month. And I like to get a good chunk of it done about a week beforehand, because then when end of the month comes, it's just less that I need to do. And then I might only have one or two things to damage out by the end of the month. Anyhow, really like these containers. These are at Walmart for about $10 a piece. I have used them so much in my work over the last, they've got to be about 3-4 years old now. I went to Walmart one time when they were on sale and bought, I don't know, 10, 15 of them. They've been great to organize with. And I love the clear tubs too. These are the tubs my old roommate gave me. he moved out a couple of weeks ago and he's like, hey, do you want these totes? I'm not going to use them anymore. Absolutely. I'm not going to turn down free totes ever. Haven't figured out what I'm going to do with them all. They might go to my house for organizing, or they might be used to organize my seasonal stuff on Amazon. I'm trying to be much better at recalling anything that's seasonal, listing it at Merchant Fulfilled, and getting it out of the warehouse so that it doesn't incur any storage fees. But I also have a son that's going to come back this summer and then move out. He got his own place now. We're pretty excited. At least a 1-year lease for next year for college. And then like this is empty right there. So I'm squirreling away things for him because he's moving out. And I told him, like, this is the time of your life where you don't buy new stuff. You want to go into college living with older stuff. I mean, of course you buy like new pillows and bedding and whatnot, but you don't, you know how it is. You want to buy college equivalent stuff that if it gets ruined, you just throw it away. And that's how I kind of feel with my work too. This desk over here was a freebie off of OfferUp. The chair was free. This desk was a freebie on the side of the road. My daughter and we painted it up for her, and now she's not into pink anymore. So it holds my camera system up there for, the security cameras. This little organizer was free. I accumulate a lot of junk on the free boards to use for both work and things like when my son is moving out. For my home stuff, we're trying to get we try to buy new stuff now. We're grown-ups now. We're not going to get a used couch. Standards. All right. Here is the last slide. This is how I line up all my stuff to be packed. Now, over in my other area, which was like 3 slides ago, maybe more than 3. Where'd it go? All right. So this is my main packing area right there. And the computer sits right there. And then I've got this table full and a couple of cases right there. And that's what I'm going to be working on right after this video. And then as other things come in, I prep them up over here. So like with and then some of this stuff is waiting on boxes. Some of it's waiting on other components. I had one vendor send me out and they shorted me 2 cases. So I'm waiting for those 2 cases to come in. I have one listing that got flagged for needing toy compliance paperwork. So I need to fix that before I start packing it up. This is all it's in process stuff. You get a lot of in process stuff, and I like to have it organized right there. I keep extra buckets and containers down here. I love laundry baskets and buckets to kind of group everything up and move it around, go pack it, and then put it back in the bucket and get it shipped out. It really helped when I was working at home. I would have, say bras or, I don't know, stuffed animals or whatever, and I'd have a big box full of them, and then I'd sit there and watch TV, bag them, and then put them into a laundry basket, put them into a bucket, or label them, whatever task you need to do. And it just really helped having those. This is a laundry basket I think I got for $1 at a garage sale. This is an old one from the house. This is an old one from my daughter when she was born. I don't buy new stuff, and I really encourage you to find what you can. You reuse what you can from around your house, and also put it out there that you're looking for stuff. I think that's super important. If you put it out there to friends and family, you're going to a barbecue or a family event, put it out there that I'm doing an Amazon business. I'm looking for used books to resell. I'm looking for shelving to organize my work area. I'm looking for any sort of containers, used boxes, if you're moving, anything like that. Just network around you. That's probably one of the best things that I ever learned how to do, was network and get stuff for next to nothing. All right, guys, that is all I had to share with you. I've got to go start packing now and moving on with this week. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Share with me some of your packing stuff. I love to see. None of the stuff you saw is how it's going to look in 6 months from now. Things move around. I adapt. I change. I like to change the layout twice a year, usually in June and in January. I am liking the layout here, so I'm probably not going to mess with it until next January. But, I go around and I freshen things up. My areas that I have, those personal objects, I will take those personal objects and go switch them up again and make the area a little bit, new to me, and refresh it so that I can stay motivated, stay organized, and enjoy my work area. All right, guys, take care. Have a great day.